and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey von Bill Costa, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing? This is our first Monday Night Live of the year. I'm so excited. I am excited. I am just putting in our notes for everybody to join us. Feels like a fresh start. I know technically we did one of these last week, but still, this is the first one of the year. So it's a big deal, y'all. It is indeed a big deal, and I'm going to treat it as such. But hopefully you guys are joining us live. If not, hopefully you are watching the replay. And hopefully one of your goals for 2025, for 2025 is that you join us each and every Monday here so that you benefit from all this amazing information we are going to give you. So that's my hope for you, that is on your 2025 vision board, calendar, project tool, whatever you're using. I hope that you're putting us there so that you can do all the amazing things you set out to do. All right, join us live. All right, let me just check LinkedIn and we're gonna get started because we got a lot to do. And I'm determined this year, one of my goals for our Monday Night Live series is that we get in and out in like 30 minutes. If you want more than that, join a coaching program with us because these are going to be bite-sized little snippets of information that you can learn, fill out the fuzzies, and then implement right away. Like that is the goal and nothing else. I don't want you guys to get so much information that you're having to create plans on plans on plans, list on list on list. I want you guys to be here, to be present, to have one call to action and go out and make it happen. All right, so it looks like all of us can see all the things. Hello, Facebook. Hello, LinkedIn. Hello, YouTube. Hello, all of our private communities. So excited to have you here for another Monday Night Live. And if you're new here, we host this Monday Night Live series every single Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you see me looking over, I'm just getting all the buttons pushed here. But I'm so excited that you are here. Like I said before, we do a different topic every single week. And if you know anything about us, we like to keep things in order. So if you start with us in January and you attend each one, you are going to learn a crap ton. I was going to cuss, but I'm trying not to in the new year. But you're going to learn a crap ton by the end, and everything that we're going to be teaching is going to build. Now, are you going to get every answer to every question you have around business fundamentals, marketing, and sales from these Monday Night Lives? No. Like, why would we give you everything here? Plus, we don't have time. But if you want more, if you're liking the content that we're having, if it speaks to how you want to do business and where you are in business currently and the goals you set, then we do have some amazing programs that you would probably be interested in. So never hesitate to just reach out and we'll get you what you need to succeed, okay? All right. So let me pull up what we got going on today. Today's topic is turning your vision into actionable steps for 2025 success. I love starting the new year with goal setting. I think it's just so important. And if you were with us at the end of last year, I know we talked a lot about goal setting. And that's because, truth be told, the best time to plan for the new year is actually in the 3rd/4th quarter of the year. But not all of us do that. And I understand not all of us do that. And so we are going to start our January off realizing and understanding that we need to have goals, but we need to have goals that are set up in such a way that we are more likely to actually achieve them. All right. So let me get all of our screens together here. And then we are going to dive in. I'm just moving some things around because I didn't know how I was going to want my screens, and this is indeed how I want it. I want to be able to see your comments and things as we go. And yes, as we go, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching the replay, feel free to go ahead, toss some comments down there. Myself and my team love seeing what you have to offer, whether it's insight, whether it's questions. And this year, I am very much so focused on asking you questions in these lives because I want to see who's participating. And little secret, I like to give out prizes for engagement. I'm not going to tell you what the prize is because I think that you should want to participate and engage. But yes, we will be having some prizes for those who are engaged in our private communities and on our live series. All right. So, like I said, the topic is turn your vision into actionable steps for 2025. As always, before we dive in, I'd like to tell you a little bit about us, a little bit about me. Hey, again, I am Corey Fonville Foster. I am a speaker, trainer, certified business coach that specializes in implementation, getting that stuff done. I'm also the CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. We are a small business marketing firm based out of Virginia, but we service clients from coast to coast and up into Canada. And if you have been hanging with us, you know that one of our goals is to ensure that we become a national brand this year, right? National brand. There we go. I was like, how do I want my screen? There we go. A national brand this year. We support our clients through pretty much two main areas. One is coaching. We started this business more as just offering marketing solutions because we knew that people needed them and they needed them to be affordable. But then we realized that people didn't know how to utilize or optimize these services. So we really love the fact that we do coaching. This year, we're going to be offering even more coaching offers. We have Power Hour coaching, which is a quick session to get one major thing accomplished. We have courses so that you can do the work at your own pace. We also are developing an amazing toolkit where you can come and grab what you need as you need it. And then, of course, we do have our group coaching and our one-on-one coaching for those who are ready to ignite their business and move with speed. And then again, on the other side of our business, we do support you with done for you marketing services, everything from logo design, video editing, websites, landing pages, all the way to full-blown social media management. So if you are looking at doing business, and I call it on a shoestring budget, and you are needing some coaching or you are needing some marketing services, then you have found the right place. We are always here to support you. And I'll let you know at the end of the presentation how you can get in contact with us, but never fear, you can always just drop a comment. I promise I'll see it, and we will make sure you get what you need. So what are we talking about tonight? Let me throw it on the screen so we can see it. So we got three main areas we're going to be focusing on. The first is identifying the difference between goals and tasks. The second is going to be to learn to break down big goals into daily steps. You know, I like to call them action steps because I want you to take action. And then the third, we're going to talk about some practical tools for goal tracking. And funny enough, I just came back from my first speaking engagement of the year. It was so fun. Shout outs to Tiara, the owner of Rethinking Me. I was at the Rethinking Me conference up in Maryland, and I really enjoyed the fact that I got to do a presentation focused on, doing business affordably, but I also got to sit on a panel all about goal setting and implementation. And the thing that I think the audience walked away with learning is that goal setting and implementation can look different for a lot of people. The tools that people prefer are going to look different. And so the fun part about what I do is I give you options. I'm going to let you know, hey, this is an option. This is an option. This is an option. And then I want you to try them out. Don't be afraid to try something out for a little bit. And then if it doesn't work, try something else. The worst thing you can do is just try to, make something fit that doesn't fit for you. So we're going to give you some options and things to think about. And then we're going to encourage you to take action to start. And then you will be able to see whether that method is going to work for you or not. All right. So first I want to start with a question. And again, if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, feel free to comment. If I don't see it in real time, because sometimes they don't show me, it ain't my fault, y'all. Then I will respond later to it. But the first question of the day is: are your goals really moving you forward, or are you just a fancy to-do list in disguise? Right. So Why do we pose this question? Like, are your goals really moving you forward, or are they just a fancy to do in disguise? And the reason why we pose this question to you is because oftentimes I'll talk to entrepreneurs and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm just so busy. I'm doing all the things. I'm burning the candle at both ends. I need to figure out how to get more time, all these things. And I'm like, okay, well, if we're so busy and we're doing all the things, why are we not closer to our goal? And then it's like a hush that enters the room. Like, why is it that I'm not meeting my goals? And it's because a lot of times we're just doing to-dos. We're just finding things to fill the time, and we're not doing it on purpose. We're just somehow not thinking about the big picture. We're just coming into the office or to our laptops, wherever we're doing work, and we're saying, okay, what do we want to do today? And we're doing it or trying to do it, and maybe not even accomplishing all the things we set out to do, but we don't have a plan or rhyme or reason for why we're picking the things we're picking to do. And so I want us to really start with kind of changing our mindset around that and saying, let's stop making just to-do lists. Let's stop just throwing things out and doing this and that without a real plan, right? Without a strategic marketing plan, without a strategic sales plan, without strategic goals, because that is not going to get us to where we want to go. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna share with you real quick before we get back into our slides, because I think it's important. Because I wasn't always this person, right? I think sometimes when we look at our coaches, our mentors, just people that we aspire to be more like, we're like, dang, they got it all together. And they may or may not. I definitely don't have everything together. I'm not going to pretend that is the case. However, I think I've mastered a few things, such as what works as far as implementation, what works as far as if you are doing business and you don't have all the funds or all the skills quite down packed yet. And so how did we get here, right? How did we learn? So I definitely used to be a person that put like really long to-do lists together. I would say, okay, I got to do something, right? I got to do some work. And I would just sit down in the morning and I would just write down all the things that I think I want to do. And those lists used to be 15, 20 items long. And what would happen is I would do the things that were easiest first, right? And those weren't always the most important things, but I would do those things first. And then I would get tired or I would get distracted or I would be like, okay, well, I'm going to just take a break, or the day would end. And I would look at my list and notice that I had 10 plus things still on it to do. And I would be discouraged because I had worked all day. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I felt like I put forth really good effort. And then it looks like I really didn't get much accomplished. And that was day to day to day. And it wasn't until I stopped and said, there just has to be, right? There got to be a better way. I think a lot of us have gotten to that point in many areas of our life. We're like, nah, there has to be a better way. And so I started looking into how do people set goals? Right. I started buying planners. I started looking at different YouTube videos. I started reading books. I was like, there has to be a way to get this crap done. And I came across a planner, and it was marketed as a goal setting planner. It's called the brand is Cultivate What Matters. And you can definitely grab one of their planners. I don't have one in front of me. I can see one from here, but we're not going to go grab it. But it really made you say, hold on, pause. Before you go make one goal, first think about what's important to you, right? What do you envision your life to be? And then it said, okay, once you know what the vision is, right? What does it say? Write the vision, make it clear, or plain. I forgot what the wording is, but yeah, go ahead and write it down. And you're just brainstorming, like, hey, I think that my life would look great like this year. Then you kind of look and see, like, what are the common pieces? What are the categories that I can put these things that are so important to me in, right? Some of it is business, some of it is relationships, some of it is education or personal development, some of it's health and fitness, whatever the case may be. And you don't have to, I recommend doing this for your whole life to put things in perspective, but you could even do it in business and say, okay, finances, marketing, sales, networking, whatever the case may be, right? You get your categories and then you realize these are the areas I'm going to focus on. And I ain't going to focus on the rest because obviously they're not that important to me. They're not that important to the overall vision of where I'm trying to go. And then you start doing the SMART goals and breaking it down from there. We'll talk more about that throughout this month. But that's when my brain started to be like, oh yeah, this makes sense. And I stopped thinking about just to-dos and tasks and started thinking of what is the vision, right? What is the overall vision? All right, so let's talk a little bit about goals, right? So goals. Let me just slide this over here. There we go. So goals versus a to-do list. Because like I said, there has to be a better way. So goals are outcomes, tasks are actions. We need both. We do. We need both. We need to have goals. We need to have tasks, but we can't have our tasks pretend to be the goals because that's not how it works. So I have an example here on the screen, right? A lot of us would be like, okay, this is what I got to do. My goal is, right? And you'd be like, I need to be updating my LinkedIn profile and I need to be pitching and I need to create some type of follow-up or what have you, right? And I'm like, okay, cool, but what's the goal? Because this is the stuff you give to your VA. That's why people are like, what do I need to get to my VA? You need to give her this kind of stuff, those tasks. But then you need to also tell them and yourself what's the goal. And your overall goal is to secure 10 new clients in Q1. Now, the important part about having this goal is, say, for instance, you say, okay, cool, I know I need to update my LinkedIn, right? So that, when people see me, they know what I do and what I'm trying to, accomplish. And then you're like, I'm going to send 10 pitches per week. And then I'm going to schedule follow-up calls. The important part about having the goal is, say you do the first 30 days, so January, right? Each week you did your 10 pitches, you followed up, and you got one gig, right? One new client, whatever the case may be. Well, then you realize in that 30 days that, okay, hold on now. I need to change up this task because 10 pitches a week is not going to equal me 10 new clients. It's going to equal me 4 because I realized that every 10 pitches, I get one client. Right. And so then you can adjust your tasks. But if your tasks are pretending they're out here disguised as goals, then you're just going to keep sending 10 pitches a week and then wonder why at the end of Q1 you don't have 10 new clients. Now, I know I'm not the only person who's done this before. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And it's like, cool, right? I'm telling you, I'm going to be real for a second. I have hired a whole team before to do tasks. And I'm like, hey, I want y'all to send this many things out, this many things, do this, do this. And I did not know what I wanted my end result to be. I was like, well, I hope it works out. But I didn't even know what works out meant, right? I didn't know where the finish line was. I just knew I was in the race. And so I want us to get out of that feeling of we just in a race. I want us to say, you know what? No, I have a goal. And this is what I'm going to try. And I'm going to try for this amount of time. That's why we put those parameters of having it be time bound around it. And then if it doesn't work or it's not working as well as we need, we're going to stop and adjust, right? But that we can only do that if we have that initial goal set up in front of us. So make sure that we're thinking about that. So I'm going to pose a question to you guys. All right. Think about a recent goal you set. Was it really a goal or just a task? And then look, we listen and we don't judge. Right? I want you to drop it in the comment, right? You can tell us, what was the goal? Did you set a goal? And was it a goal or really was it a task? Because I want to know. I think we need to create a safe space where we all can learn from one another and we can be honest and say, you know what, you're right. That wasn't a goal. That was definitely a task. And that's probably something that contributed to why you may not have achieved what you were setting out to achieve. Okay. All right. So let's break down big goals for a second. And if you've been with us in the IROC world for any length of time, you know how we feel about this. All right. So we're going to first start with our big goal, right? Because we have to have the goal because that is kind of our race map, we're going to call it, right? It lets us know where we're starting. It lets us know where the finish line is. Again, we can't win the race if we don't know where the finish line is, because we could just be on the hamster wheel going and not know any different. And so it's so important to say, you know what, hold on, I got a goal. And I'm going to make sure that I understand where that finish line is. And then, like I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I say create a SMART goal. Right. And I like to start with the year as a business because it's important to kind of know what the trajectory is for the end of the year. So it's January now. Your goal should be for the year. Right. And then once you have your yearly goal, and it needs to be a SMART goal. And let's go over it. Because even though I'd be thinking like everybody knows what a SMART goal is, let's go through it. So SMART is an acronym. The S stands for specific, the M for measurable, the A for achievable or attainable, the R for relevant, or realistic, depending on what you're looking at. And then the T is for time bound. And I think that T is probably one of the most important elements, because that's the part we don't like to do. We like to say, well, we'll get there. It's like, but when are we going to get there? When we plan on getting there? All right. And so we're going to take the year goal and then we're going to break it down into quarterly goals. So in order to get, and we're not going to just make it random, in order to get that yearly goal, what must we achieve per quarter to be on track? So pretend it's a relay race. We now know the starting line, right? We know where we're starting. We know where we're finishing. What are those milestones where we're going to pass the baton, right, at each interval? So quarter one, in order to get to the end goal, where do we need to be? Quarter two, that's mid-year point. Quarter three, and then quarter four. And then sometimes I think it's funny how people will have, let's say, financial goals. And let's say you're trying to get to, and we're going to keep the math simple. We're going to pretend 10K, because that's the easiest math in my mind, right? By the end of the year, you need to be wanting more, but let's just do it for math's sake, right? They will break up the amount they need to make into equal parts over the 4 quarters. And I'm like, but in quarter one, we don't have no website. We don't have no email list. We don't have a social media following. We don't even have our products really identified. What are we doing? So I really encourage you to put it on a sliding scale. Just like when you've ever ran track, there's usually a method of like, who's going to run first, who's going to be the last person, who's going to run the middle. And so really think logically. Maybe in your industry, because you've been in business a while, quarter one is your you're going to get a lot. Well, then make that goal. If it's a financial goal, make that higher than quarter 2 and 3. But if you're just starting out and you're like, I don't have a lot of things in place, then make quarter one not so much. Quarter 2, grow on those efforts. Quarter 3, you're getting it done. In quarter 4, you've reached your goal. So you don't have to make everything an even split. I do not encourage that. Really look at your industry and look at where you are in business and make some smart goals around it. So we got the year, we broke it down into quarters, and then we're going to break it down even further and break it down into monthly goals as well. Now, we don't break it down past that when it comes to goals, but then our action items come in and we say, what are those action items or action steps or tasks that we need to be doing on a daily basis in order to get these things accomplished? And what instead of making it really crazy for you, because you're like, dang, I got to plan out 365 days. Absolutely not. Get your yearly goal. Okay. Then I want you to get your quarters and get your first 3 months. Just focus on the first quarter. Get that done. So you're going to have 3 months planned, and then action steps for the first 30 days. And then you can update it every 30 days. Make it easier, because your goals should be something you come back to often. So there's no reason why you need to plan everything out now. But I will say, try, especially if you're new to this, try to have at least action steps for the first 30 days, have your first quarter of monthlies, and then have all your quarters and your yearly goal set. Okay, so let's look at an example. All right, so in front of you on your screen, the goal is to launch an online course by June 2025, right? So this person is giving themselves 6 months. Quarterly, because you got 2 quarters in here, outline the course content, set up marketing plan, create course module, right? That's in your quarter 1. Monthly, you're going to research platforms, create 2 modules, write email campaigns. So every month you're creating 2 modules, you're doing research, and you're writing the email campaigns. And then weekly, draft a module script, record 1 video, design the landing page. See, now doesn't that feel a little bit more digestible or easy, right? If you try to just say, I'm going to launch a course by June, and then every day you sit down and you're like, well, what can I do about the course? It's going to be hard to get it done. But if you say, okay, I got 6 months, maybe it's 6 modules long. This is what I'm going to do. This is when I need to start the marketing. This is when I need to make sure the landing page is set up, and then work your way backwards and make it easier for yourself. And I would even go further to say, remember I said I had that big to-do list? Try to keep to maybe 3 priorities a day. Right? Especially working on your business, 3 priorities a day. If you finish, great, add more, but you don't get to add more until you finish those 3. This will make sure that you're not just doing the easy things or jumping around and not getting the things that are really important and really essential to getting your goals done. I don't want you to put them to the side. All right. So that's something I really want you to keep in mind. Let's get another question here for you guys. All right. So next question. What is one big goal you have for 2025? Because I want us to brainstorm together. And you don't have to do it now because I know some of you are live, some of you are watching the replay, and I know I don't get to see all the comments in real time, but I want to respond to you guys. So I want you to brainstorm what is your first step going to be towards your goal. And you can tell us what the goal is and then tell us, hey, this is the first step I'm going to take, because I would love to be able to give you some feedback on that. This costs you nothing. This is free coaching at its finest. So what is one goal that you have for 2025? And I want you to brainstorm your first step and drop that in the comments. And also feel free, if you are looking at the comments and somebody has a goal and they put what their first step is and you have any thoughts, suggestions, as long as you're being kind, please do share that with them, because this needs to be a community where we all grow, where we all reach our goals. Like, I am not about competitiveness when it comes to business. Like, I know I'm gonna get mine, so I want you to get yours as well. All right, so let's get back into it. So let's talk about some practical tools for goal tracking. Because again, we got all these goals set, right? We got some yearly, some quarterly, some monthly goals. How are we tracking these? Now, this is where I talked about in the beginning. Different tools and different ways of planning and keeping up with things are going to be different for different people. I have found that some people can get very overwhelmed in certain softwares, while others need stuff that's very, very specific and A-type. So try them out. I said, give any tool 30 days, or as long as a free trial will last, and see if it works. And if it doesn't, move on quickly. So digital tools that I recommend: Trello, Asana, really great for project management. We use Trello for the bulk of our long-term contract clients, whether they be coaching or marketing. It's just a great place for us to be able to track projects and goals and different things we're doing, tasks that different people in the project are doing. We make sure that our clients, if they have team members, they have access as well, so that everybody understands where we're going, what we're doing, what's in action currently. Something else that you can use is Google Sheets. I love the Google Suite, period. Google Sheets, Google Docs, all those things are really great for tracking things. My accountability group, we were using Google Sheets, not Google Sheets, but Google Docs, just to keep a running tab of like what we were trying to accomplish. And it was a great tool. You can also use Notion. I know a lot of people who are very type A like Notion, because you can put some information in there and you can see everything really nicely at a glance. Don't forget, if you are someone who needs that paper, calendars, vision boards, planners, journals, whatever is going to work for you, do it, right? Do it, but make sure that it's something that you can sustain, and make sure that it's something that allows you to truly track where you are trying to go. I like sticky notes, but sticky notes are not great for tracking long-term projects. They're great for a quick 3-part priority list, but that's about it. I love whiteboards, but eventually they get erased, things happen. And so that's not great for long-term tracking. That's great for like a day or a week or something like that. So make sure that you are really being cognizant of what tools you're using and try to be consistent with them. If you say you're going to use a planner, like my planner is sitting here literally on my desk. Don't use a tool that you're not going to pull out and it's going to sit in the bottom of a drawer gathering dust, because that is not going to help you. And make sure that you try to be consistent. So make sure you're scheduling yourself time to plan, to check in, plan the time to do all that. So if you say, okay, the first thing I'm gonna do in the morning is check my planner and my calendar, right? And then every Friday, I'm going to check my finances. And then every, end of the month, I'm going to do these things. Like, start to build those habits so that you aren't doing all this work to create these amazing goals that you never check in on. Because consistency is really going to help you staying consistent with your goals, your tasks, your priorities, but also making sure you're checking in them, updating, adjusting, pivoting as needed in real time is going to help you as well. All right. So look, that's what I just said. Schedule check-ins and share your goals. Oh yeah, share your goals. Accountability partners, coaches, team members, things of that nature. All right. So the cool thing about this year is we're going to be giving you guys a challenge. every single week. Because like I said, my goal, and we're right on the 30 minutes. Look at God. My goal is for you to not sit here and just hear me speak. Don't I sound lovely? But no, it's for you to get the information you need and then take action. So your challenge, right, is to drop a tool or system you're currently using or want to try in the comments. Now, why are we doing this? Not to waste your time, but I throw out different tools all the time, but I'm only one person. And no matter how much research I do, there's always new tools coming out. And then there are old tools that get updates and different things happen. And so I want to know what tools and systems you guys are using for goal setting, productivity, project management. And let us know how you're using them. How are they working out for you? And if there's a tool that maybe you want to try, or a type of tool, but you don't know which exact tool to try within that category, like put it down there. So again, that we can be a resource to one another and ensure that you have the information you need to try that tool, or we can learn and try some tools that maybe you suggest. All right, so to recap, what did we talk about? We talked about identifying the differences between goals and tasks. Hopefully, we understand that we are not going to let our task list, right, those to-do lists be disguised as goals anymore. You learn to break down your goals into large goals, and breaking it down from that year to that quarter to that month to doing those daily action steps. We're not going to be overwhelmed. We're just going to do 30 days at a time. And then hopefully you understood that we gave you some practical tools for actually tracking those goals, whether they're digital, paper, and that you're going to give those tools that you're going to try a good try, right? I recommend about 30 days. And if they work for you, keep using them. But if not, go ahead and switch to find something that is going to work so that you can be consistent. All right. So your mission for this week, right, other than putting that comment in, is I want you to identify one big goal for 2025. And hopefully you've done this already. If you have, then you're ahead of the game. Break it down into smaller milestones and choose a tool to track your progress. Then email it to me or tag me on social media, because I want to be here to cheer you on. I really want to be more connected with you guys. And so I'm making a valid effort. If you email me, or if you tag me on social media, you can do a comment, a post. I want to be a part of this. Now, I will say this. Let me let you see me for a second, because people who work with me know, do not tell me your goal if you don't really want to get there. Because believe it or not, I will remember and I will check back in, whether it's virtually or in person. I'm like, hey, how's that thing going? What you doing? And I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, I feel so bad because I ain't been doing what I need to do. So make sure that if you tell me what your goal is, that you are ready to do it, because I'm going to be on your butt. Okay. I'm going to be on your butt. Make sure that you get it done. All right. And if you enjoyed this presentation and you're like, man, I'm already fired up. I already know I need a coach. I need somebody to support me, all the things, right? You're sitting here like, yeah, I need this. I need this in my life. This is the year that I'm going to get it all done. I'm going to make the changes that I need to make. Like you're saying all those things. Let us help you build a roadmap for your 2025, because we want this to be your most successful year yet. Right? I don't care how successful you were last year. I don't care how you felt about last year. You can always be better. I know a lot of people felt at the end of last year like, they didn't hit all the goals that they set. And that is a bummer. So I want you to book a free coffee chat with me. You can go to bit.ly/iRock coffee chat, or you can scan the QR code on your screen and you can book a chat with me. It's free. I don't try to sell you a thing. I listen and I don't judge, because I want you to know that you can do this. You got this, right? If we can support you, sure. I don't mind. I won't stop you from buying anything, but the main goal of these chats is for you guys to be able to talk about what your goals are, and for me to give you some feedback. I love when people leave my chats and they're able to have a notepad of notes. This is a one-on-one, so you don't have to worry about people knowing your business, nothing like that. So definitely, again, please go ahead and go to bit.ly/iRock coffee chat, or scan that QR code so that we can go ahead and get rocking. I don't want you to waste any time. This year has already started. We are ready to rock and roll, and I don't want you to be left behind. So guys, that is it tonight for our Monday Night Live, the first one of the year. And do y'all like the background? Your girl was rushing, so it's not exactly how I want it, but I was like, I feel like we need to be in like a studio setting where like the news, because this is hot news straight off the press. Like this is urgent. I want y'all to have that feeling of like this is the time to take action now. And so hopefully you guys feel that way. But we'll have some more little fun things for you guys here in the near future. Next week, we're going to be talking about common pitfalls in goal setting and how to fix them. I do believe on at least Facebook, I saw it, but it may be on LinkedIn too already. You can go to the event section and RSVP for all of the rest of the January Monday Night Lives. But if you're watching this now, wherever you're watching it, you can come right back here every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and join us for this Monday Night Live series. Remember, I'm your host, Corey Fonville Foster. I'm so excited to be back with you guys for 2025. And I'm so excited to see all the amazing goals you have and all the things that you are going to accomplish. And I'm just excited to be along for the ride. So you guys have a great rest of your day. And remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. Till next time. In the world of service-based small businesses, success isn't just about what you offer. It's about how you showcase it. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your partner in marketing excellence. We understand that as a small business owner, you wear many hats, but marketing doesn't have to be one of them. At iRock, we offer a range of marketing services designed with your success in mind. Our team is your team, working seamlessly to bring your vision to life. Imagine having a partner who can turn your ideas into captivating visuals. Picture content that resonates with your audience and drives engagement. Think about a brand that reflects your uniqueness and leaves a lasting impression. With iRock, you don't just save money, you get more bang for your buck. Our services are budget friendly, so you can invest in growing your business. We're all about consistency, no more false starts. Ready to take your marketing to the next level? Discover how we can make marketing easy, affordable, and consistent. Unlock the full potential of your marketing with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.